Now today, investigators shared information about the man they say is responsible for a cold case murder in Austin. 4 teenagers were killed at a yogurt shop in 1991. And today, the victims' families heard more about the man they say committed the crimes. Fox 4's Alex Boye joins us now with more. Alex.
Peyton, good afternoon. You know, the families of the 4 young victims have been waiting for decades for this bittersweet moment. The lead detective who took over the case in 2022 said it was advancements in DNA testing that finally gave them the name of the suspected killer. He's been identified as Robert Eugene Brashers, a known serial killer who died by suicide in 1999 rather. Now, in December 1991, 14 girls were bound and gagged with their own clothes and shot to death at an I can't believe it's yogurt shop in North Austin. The building was then set on fire, which detectives said today destroyed a lot of that forensic evidence. Now, the victims were 17-year-old Jennifer Harbison and her younger sister, 15-year-old Sarah, 17-year-old Eliza Thomas, and 13-year-old Amy Ayers. Detectives say DNA evidence preserved from the body of Amy Ayers led to a solo match, that person being Brashers.
And while there's no change to the horror, no wiping away any of the wrongs, no diminishing the grief, we can finally express a deep sigh, a release that comes from knowing. Thanks to advancements in science, thanks to the relentlessness of our committed detectives who have lived and breathed this case for decades, thanks to the support of Austin Forensics, and thanks to an unwavering commitment by the City of Austin, today, finally, we have an answer.
Brashers was identified once police in South Carolina solved a cold case there involving Brashers and inputted his DNA into a database. That led to the break in the APD case. 4 men were originally arrested and charged with capital murder in 1999, but 2 of their cases were overturned and the other 2 never went to trial. Now, the Travis County District Attorney says the investigation continues, but is confident Brashers acted alone. Now, coming up this afternoon on Fox 4 News at 4, 5, and 6 p.m., we're going to hear from some of the relatives of those young victims. Peyton.
And investigators in Michigan say it's an ex-Marine who started shooting inside a Mormon church and then setting that building on fire.
Now, police fatally shot the gunman. Shannon Murray is here with the latest on that investigation. Shannon.
Brandon, at least 4 people were killed, 10 wounded at the church in Grand Blanc, just outside of Flint, Michigan. Authorities are searching the building ruins for more victims. At 10:25 Sunday morning, investigators say a 40-year-old man smashed a pickup truck into the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints church. Police say the suspect got out of the pickup with 2 American flags raised in the truck bed and started shooting as hundreds gathered for the Sunday service. They say he then used gas to set the building on fire. Flames and smoke poured from that large church for hours before the fire could be extinguished. The suspect was killed in a shootout with police. Officials now praising the efforts of first responders and people inside the church.
They were shielding the children who were also present within the church, moving them to safety.
Investigators are tirelessly combing through evidence under difficult circumstances.
2 bodies were found during a search of the debris, and the police chief said more victims could be discovered as they continue searching. Investigators searched the man's home, but no motive has been released. They say they do believe he acted alone. Brandon.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, it's unclear when the facility will be open, but here's the big thing here. If you did have an appointment for today, you are supposed to call and reschedule. That's what they're asking people to do. Now, the Department of Homeland Security released the identities of all 3 victims of last Wednesday's shooting and their countries of origin. Norland Guzman Fuentes of El Salvador was killed, according to family members. Jose Andres Bordonas Molina of Venezuela and Miguel Angel Garcia Hernandez of Mexico were critically injured. Investigators say 29-year-old Joshua Yan was targeting ICE agents when he opened fire from a nearby roof. Bullets hit a van with the detainees and the ICE building. And the brother of Miguel Angel Garcia Hernandez says he was shot 3 or 4 times and has had 2 surgeries so far. Friends of Jose Andres Bordones Molina told the New York Times he is a father of one who was seeking political asylum when he was detained by ICE. We met a man this morning who could face a similar outcome. He was here to be sure he didn't miss his appointment.
I don't know what to do because this feels uncertain. I'm worried this could harm my political asylum process.
It is unclear when the facility will reopen once again. But back here this morning, as you can see, this is what the scene looks like right behind me. There's about 14 cars, now 15, another car is pulling up. Lots of people were told on Friday to come Monday for their appointments, and they're all confused. They're too afraid. Some of the people we talked to, they said they were too afraid to even go on camera and talk because they don't want that to impact their situation as well. But this is a scene that's looking what it looks like right now. Since 6 a.m., we have seen people pull up to the facility, walking around, trying to see what's going on. And we've had to tell them, yeah, this is closed today. And they've asked when it will reopen. We had to tell them we aren't sure. We're trying to figure that out as well. And so this is what things look like right here at the facility. So again, once we get those updates, we'll be sure to provide that update and let people know when this will reopen. But again, more and more cars are pulling up to the scene right here. We also have seen a few officers too monitoring the area as well. About 3 people we've seen, or 3 officers we've seen so far monitoring this area. So this is the scene right now, you guys. For a good day, I'm TC Muzinga. Back to you.
Family members mourning the loss of their father following a hit and run are pleading for the driver to come forward.
And Benbrook police are searching for answers and for a red pickup truck that could be involved. Peyton May joining us now with the latest in that investigation. Peyton.
Yes, Brandon, 62-year-old Walter Brown Sr. leaves behind 5 adult children. They tell us his car ran out of gas on a highway, and when he stepped out, he was struck by another vehicle. Benbrook police say a little after 1 a.m. on September 13th, they responded to the crash near the 6400 block of Southwest Boulevard. A witness told investigators Brown left his vehicle and was hit by a red pickup that sped up and fled the scene without stopping. Brown was transported to the hospital where he later died. Family members gathered Saturday for Brown's memorial service in Fort Worth. He was remembered as a man who put family first and shared a mission of preaching and helping those in need.
It definitely has made us angry, upset. We lost a very important part of our life. Our dad was an amazing dad to his 5 kids, his grandkids, his great-grandkids, and he was just a part of this community here where he touched people's lives every day.
While family members are still in shock from their father's passing, they're looking to bring justice for their dad. They're pleading for the community to share any information. Police have located the vehicle parts of the pickup with some identifying information. They're now trying to find a red Chevrolet Silverado, which would be missing a right inner wheel well. Now, with such minimal information, Benbrook police are asking anyone who knows anything about the vehicle or the suspect to come forward. Reporting, I'm Peyton May for Good Day.